What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Devy Darlings. You already know me. I am Dino, but today I am joined by Boomer. Boomer, how you doing today?
I'm good, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. Obviously, I'm here all the time, but a little different doing Devy Darlings every now and then.
Yeah, it's new. I like it, though. We don't normally get to chop it up together on CFB, so I'm going to enjoy this. So today we're going to talk about Penn State commit Ethan Grunkemeyer, who is a 6'2", 200-pound quarterback out of Lewis Center, Ohio. He was the number 8 QB in the 2024 class. He went to Olentangy High School. And if you follow Devy, you know I like guys who play two-sport athletes or who are two-sport athletes. He played football and basketball in high school. Granted, football was his main sport. He played basketball, though, but he only averaged 4 points and 2 rebounds. And another thing that really stuck out to me is he took the role of student athlete pretty serious. He graduated with almost a 3.9 GPA, so got to give him props to that. Like I said, he played at Olentangy High School. He didn't really take off until his senior year, and in his senior year, he led Olentangy to a 11-2 record and took him to the state semifinals. That year, he had a 66.3% completion percentage. He amassed over 3,500 yards, which is seventh most in the state of Ohio for high school football history. He finished the year with 39 touchdowns, and he was pretty sneaky carrying the ball. He carried it 67 times, but only 102 yards and 3 touchdowns. But over his career in high school, he finished with just under 65% completion percentage. He finished with 636 yards and 64 touchdowns. Boomer, tell us about some of the awards he won while he was in high school.
He won the 2021 Archie Griffin Award, which is Ohio's high school sportsmanship award. Really solid for as young as he was back then. 2022 All-State honorable mention, Elite 11 quarterback, and then he was Elite 11 Northeast Regional Elite 11 MVP. Man, I can't talk today. Obviously huge for him to be invited to the Elite 11, changed his entire draft recruiting stock. Really big for him. To be invited to the Elite 11 is huge. To be a regional MVP, completely different. I know that you had some information about his draft, recruiting. What you got on that?
Yeah, so I saw he had committed to Penn State right before the Elite 11, but he was like 400 some overall ranked. And as soon as he committed and then got invited to the Elite 11, he shot up to like 99th overall in the country, which I thought was crazy.
That's one of the biggest moves of the year, you would think.
Yeah. Because I also saw prior to the Elite 11, he only had MAC schools and Penn State after him. So I thought that was pretty crazy too.
Yeah, with the schools aspect, he had 25 plus offers when it all said and done. Penn State, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Northwestern, Illinois. I had multiple visits to all those schools, but 9 visits to Penn State.
Ooh.
They're one of those people that were on him before anybody else. And like you said, they had a lot of MAC schools. Didn't have a lot of big quality Division I schools, Power 5 schools. But Penn State was on him. They saw something that before anybody else did. And, dude's got an elite arm. So that's just like something you said. He's a smart kid, good GPA, two-sport athlete. It's just really interesting to see a move from 400 plus to top 100, that fast. That literally just tells you how many people weren't really looking at him. But when you're an Elite 11 quarterback, your tape gets looked at.
Yeah. So speaking of looking at his tape, some of the things that I saw when I was breaking him down is, like you said, he's got above average to borderline elite arm strength. He can spray the ball all over the field. And not only is it like just thrown at wherever, he's got good placement on almost every angle that he can throw it. He does those off-platform throws that are becoming all the rage with the quarterbacks. And one thing that I noticed is he's got a really quick release. Some of these younger kids, when you watch their tape, it's pumping the ball multiple times and then just really drawing it back. But what I noticed with Ethan is he sees where he's going to throw it and he gets it out real quick. So what are some of the things you saw?
You know, like you said, you got a really quick, compact, throw, which to have the type of arm strength he does really tells you even more because he doesn't have to, load and go. You see a lot of quarterbacks have a long delivery. Those quarterbacks do have a big arm, but to have a big arm with a short, compact throw, even better. I mean, he's got a nice touch on the ball. Hits his pocket presence. Being a deep ball guy, deep ball side of it, he's really good placement, like you said earlier. Hits his pocket, and that's probably the one thing that Penn State loves to see because defenses are really strong in the Big Ten. So they're in bad weather, and he's played in Ohio where it is some weather up there. So that's got to be one of those things they have to look at. Where he's cool in the pocket under tough situations with a big arm.
Yeah. So speaking of Penn State, we all saw the kind of the year that they had last year. Their offense was almost Iowa bad, and that's saying something as an Iowa fan. So before we get to our comps, is there any chance that we see Ethan get on the field early if Drew Aller continues to struggle? Or does James Franklin, if he's still there, that's a whole nother topic, stick with his guy and just let the chips fall where they may?
I think whoever coach is has to make a move. You have to make, especially nowadays, you're either going to decide that who your quarterback is going to be for your career. And with as many guys jumping in the portal, NIL, it's a legit show me who you are now league. And Ethan has the arm talent that I don't think Drew Aller, it's funny because I have a comp for you, and we talked about that, and it really kind of plays a role in this. For me, and the reason I bring this up, Christian Hackenberg was a dude in high school. He was highly touted, really didn't pan out at Penn State and in the pros like everybody really expected him to. However, Drew Aller, kind of the same thing, but he's kind of slowing in college. Where I think Grunkemeyer is going to be the other side of it. He's going to have a good college career, a good move on to the pros. I'm not saying he's a top 32 quarterback by any means, but he's a kid that could be a career backup, like Chase Daniel, Matt Barkley type of guy, like we talked in the pre-show. But he could be what Hackenberg was supposed to be. You know what I mean? He has decent speed. He has good movement in the pocket. He's got elite arm talent. And I have Christian Hackenberg high school and projected what, Grunkemeyer is supposed to be. I also like E.J. Manuel. Those are my two comps for him.
Yeah, I would have never even thought about Christian Hackenberg before we were talking about this, which, just shows you kind of how far he fell off once he left Penn State. But again, like you were talking in the green room, if he does pan out to be a backup, so this would be my floor, it would be like a Matt Barkley, like you said, which, there's nothing wrong. Matt Barkley's been in the league for 10 plus years right now. Or Chase Daniels, like you said, he's got multiple Super Bowl rings. He's made the career. But my ceiling would have to be Jordan Love, I think. Just, again, another guy with a quick release, strong arm, can put it all over the field, and is that sneaky athletic that when he needs to run, he can take off and get you a first down if need be. So, yeah, those are my comps. Any thoughts about those?
I love the Jordan Love thing. I'm seeing he's the guy who really flew under the radar, and that's why I went to a small school and became a first-round draft pick. So this is a guy who flew under the radar in high school. until he hit the Elite 11 and went from a 400 to a 100, like you said. And that's a really good comp with a good arm. I enjoy that, to be honest with you.
Awesome. All right. So with that being said, that is our Davy Darling take on Ethan Grunkemeyer. Next week, we are going to be talking about Darian Dupree. But with that, take it easy.
Let's go.